So, everyone is ready? Real Estate Agencies West is the first Russian agency in Warsaw. Why we, about what, and what for we? We are based on the clients. Here is the first agency that works to your advantage and helps you to buy a real estate here in Warsaw. There is such a need, demand and supply. That is why this idea appeared, to create such an agency. We help with rental, with purchasing from the developer or in the secondary market. We accompany the deal from the beginning and up to the end. We work with every real estate basis. If to talk about primary market, we cooperate with every developer. We work with everyone in the secondary market, with the other real estate agencies. When you came to our company, there is no need to seek for an apartment in other agencies. So we have such an idea of cooperating with everyone to provide you with the best variant. Signing a contract with the client, he or she pays for all services that represent your interests. Apart from the basis of the primary and secondary markets, of course, we help with the notary, translators, with architects, improvement, every question which can appear on the stage of purchasing real estate, we help you to solve. Hello, come in please. Sit down, you will be in the forefront. We continue with introducing for those who is late. I describe a little bit our real estate agency and I'll tell you about myself a bit. I'm the lead agent of real estate in this agency, lawyer by education, have a diploma approved by the University of Warsaw and accepted as equivalent as the Master of Law. That's why in our agency we pay a lot of attention to all the law moments and cobwebs and as it means to your safety and to the safety of such an acquisition like real estate. And of course license. There is a union of contracting offices in Warsaw, so there they study and approve our qualifications. This license can exist, thus I recommend you to pay attention on this fact while choosing your agent. Hello. Yes, what else? We accompany you from the beginning and up to the end with the purchasing in the primary market, from the first choice of the objects, with all the deal-making processes with the developer on all stages. And to tell the truth, for 2.5 years we are making a real friendship with our clients. What happens on each stage? We will describe in details, yes. The choice of the object district, for whom we are buying, for yourself or for investment. We will talk about it later. The representative of the loan link company is late, but she will certainly come. This is Notos Finance, from whom we cooperate very closely. She will come later. We will talk about loans today. We will describe too. What else are we doing at the agency? When our clients arrive, we help to open the payment account. We help to translate if it comes to translations. We know if we don't speak Polish fluently, we need a special translator. He is called who should be in attendance during deals. And paying attention to another pleasant benefit, civil liability from the real estate agent should be insured. And again, another one. What an excitement is today. Perfect. By the way, about the question whether the seminar is free. Here's one of the answers. If at least one of the present people comes to us, seminar will be paid for itself. This is for skeptics who say free seminar means that something will be advertised and offered. Well, let's go to the topic of purchasing in the primary market. Everyone's ready? Let's start. Primary market. From what does the primary market start? Legislation. Act on the acquisition of real estate in the primary market, which regulates the aspect of safety, yes. So the first frequently asked question by clients, what if a developer goes bankrupt? What will happen then? Firstly, we should remember that we never transfer any money directly to the developer. There are three sides: consumer, bank and developer. I, as the consumer, transfer money into the bank into special payment account for every stage of constructing. After that, bank comes and checks the stage was finished, built, and only after that bank transfers money to the developer. Another one. Everyone sitting. Excellent, great.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible to take this presentation home in order not to write down quickly?
I think yes. I think that there is no any secret. We have this presentation even on YouTube. I told you about that. That is why you can take it. You will have forms there. You can leave them with us to write down if you want any information about the seminar. There are 3 other our agents a part of me. You can ask them your questions as well as to have an individual consultation in our office. You can come and describe your situations, ideas to consult individually. Limitations. Who knows what limitations are with purchasing in primary market for foreigners? Great. If my client wants to buy an apartment, there are no restrictions. It doesn't matter on which floor, how much apartments a foreigner wants to buy. There are no limitations. Even if I want to buy an apartment on ground floor with the land plot, 120 square meters are not treated as the land plot. This is just an apartment with a palisade. Balcony, terrain, palisade was just common areas with your individual rights for this territory. So apartment can be bought without limitations. Parking place can be bought without restrictions. This facility, which is ancillary, we can buy without limitations too. When do the limitations appear? They appear if we want to buy a house on the land plot or commercial real estate. What do you need in this case? In this case, you need to receive a permission of Ministry of Inner Affairs that such a purchase does no divert service to the Republic of Poland. What does it mean? For example, if I want to buy a house in Gdańsk and this is the frontier area, yes, so here the questions appear. If this is also a strategic object, so here may other questions come too. Along with that, if the house is in Warsaw, the land plot, is it possible to receive a permission of Ministry of Inner Affairs for the land plot? Yes, it's possible. We cooperate with attorney company, which helps our clients to receive such permission. What does Ministry of Inner Affairs check for this permission? That you have a connection with Poland and your purchase does not diverge with the Republic of Poland. What is a connection with Poland? It often means Karta Polaka, Karta Stałego Pobytu, and still we have practice that if a client, for example, received such a permission, lived here for 6 months in Poland, had a full-time job, family, took documents that he had sold everything in Belarus and now wants to buy the house here. And the permission has been received, right? For the commercial real estate, for the land plot, we need to receive a permission of Ministry of Inner Affairs. Why I like to work in Poland? Because even if a moment is bureaucratic, it can be realized and received. Are there any questions or limitations? Yes. Yes.
Does anyone without any exclusions need the permission?
Yes. If you are a foreigner, you need to receive a permission. How long does it take? 6 months, up to 6 months, according to my practice, so. Yes. On the ground floor, Agrudak is not the plot of the land. Agrudak is not of the land. So permission is not needed. Not needed. For palisades, you don't need the permission. Agrudak on the ground floor is not counted too. Strange we met within developers and we're told when we need a permission, and only when we are ready to make a deal. When does this question come? Look, house, the apartment is inside. You could be told so if there was, and that is if there is surrounding territory. If there is no surrounding territory, so you were told wrong. This is definitely. We buy an apartment without permission from Minister of Foreign Affairs with Agrudak. We make these deals every month. If there are notaries that manage not to make the deal with the foreigners, they begin to tell that you need to go and receive. We begin to confront, to prove, we describe. They open the legislation, begin to call the notaries. And yes, sorry, you don't need such permission. While buying the apartment on the ground floor, for such permission is not needed. Okay.
Townhouse is also treated as apartment.
No, townhouse is a building on the land plot. You need the permission. The young lady wanted to ask, yes, if for example not the карта сталого побыту. This can be also treated as a connection with Poland, but here comes another nuance. Let's do so. I'm a real estate agent, I have license, I sell real estate. In attorney consultation, I accompany you to our attorney company. In our special case, the attorney tells me, Kalina, we will receive, because there are no questions about the documents. And here we go. The procedure will look like this way. It doesn't matter what I've said, you will receive this, and there are no other nuances. Any questions? Yes.
How much does it cost from attorney?
Each case is individual. Attorney is the third party. I can tell you how much my services will cost, okay? When the attorney comes, she will tell you how much does it cost. We looked through. It is from 2,000 euros on average. It depends on how much and what she should do. This is it. Let's move forward. Look, once again,
Nothing.
about taxation. You purchase the real estate tax you pay like the Poland citizen. There is no prejudice and discrimination, yes? If a market is primal, there is no tax, right? You speak about a purchase, about civil law deal tax. In the primary market, no, on the secondary 2%, but we will pick this up again. Let me to solve a problem with the equipment and we will return to this. So, what do you need for purchasing? I am foreigner and I decide to buy a real estate in Poland on traveling passport, but that's only if I'm single. I'm married, thus I need this presence in the notary, or letter of attorney, or treaty of marriage. Yes, another important question which is favorite in my office. What advantages I will receive if I buy real estate here? No, but your life level will become a little bit better. You will be happy if you have a real estate here in Warsaw. It's amazing. Yes, it doesn't influence the Carta Pobyta according to the legislation. It doesn't influence your residential status, doesn't influence anything, but in practice it counts. Yes, another question for the partner. Do we make the documents by ourselves? I don't care, the notary doesn't care. If your partner is in Minsk, he goes to the notary there, makes the letter of attorney. We send him a sample what should be in this letter. He sends it to us, we go to the translator, translate and go to the notary. Or he crossed the border, made the letter with the help of local notary, return home and send it to us to Warsaw. So the letter of attorney gives me the right of purchase. It gives you the right to purchase such an apartment or such investment, address and by his name. So you will act on your name and the name of your husband. You will see the following note. Yes, any questions? Let's move forward. Main stages. So you came to our real estate agency. We decide what and where to buy. You need to decide if you buy for yourself, for investment, in what district and in what budgets. We start on that. I need to know in order to find you the best object. Aim, budget, district, time of completion. When you buy real estate from the developer, you receive interest-free installment plan for the whole stage of construction for 2.5 years. The whole sum is divided into around 8 payments, and during those 2.5 years you pay. To be mentioned, the price from square meter is fixed, it doesn't change, and there is no relation to dollar or something else. My clients do the investment very often this way. We send on the stage of excavation for 8,000 zloty per square meter and in 2 years sell 9,000 zloty for a square meter because the price in secondary market grows. We decided where and what to buy, meet with the developer. There are more than 500 developers in Warsaw now. So, if you want to live in your own real estate, it can be realized in Warsaw, definitely.
What about offices?
In the same way, Office buildings are now constructed in the center, plus more than 15 are planned by 2025. About 30 buildings of A-class are planned, and there will be about 30 buildings like in what we are now. Warsaw now is growing in a high rate, is constructed, developed, there are lots of investments. Those districts like Ursus are rebuilt now, such districts like Praha Purnus, which is restored, so everything can be found on internet. You can see how Warsaw will look in 5 years. So, we came to the developer. You liked the object. What is the next? The next step is to sign the Reservation Act with the developer. According to this act, you reserve a certain apartment for yourself. The sum of signing such an act is about 5–10,000 zloty. Depending on the developer, the sum can be returned or not if you change your mind. So take your decisions. What? Seriously. We sign up the Reservation Act, then we sign with the developer this. The contract of the developer. What is that? According to the contract of the developer, I, as the consumer, commit myself to pay for the construction stages. The developer commits himself to build this estate. I give you the following example next. One of the developers started the construction on the stage on Wola, and the building started on this stage. This was in the autumn of 2018. So, for example, you wanted to buy this apartment on Wola, and by this moment you should have paid 40%, right? Yes, almost 40%. The next payment is in October of 2020. The next is in December 2020. The completion is on 8% and 2% after the completion. This is investment. We will talk about it later too. We have chosen 5 developers for you, 5 different organizations, in order to be able to talk in details about planning, prices to compare and discuss. Yes, we will make today some general, maximum, discretional information, which can be discussed individually later.
What is that 5% to notary?
5% to notary, where? I'm signing of a pre-act with the developer, plus 5% from the sum for the notary services. Yes. What you pay with the developer is about 700, 800 zloty, 5% from real estate. Here it is. This is 5%. Here they are. Is it clear? Yes. What is that? It is a reservation contract which you sign up with the developer, a simple written form which you can include with the developer in his office. So sorry, with that you can go to the bank and take a loan. Understood correctly? After signing up the reservation contract, yes, right with this contract. We will discuss the procedure later. We will have a financial consultant analytic who can clearly answer your questions. Yes. Is the installment is practiced here in Poland after the completion? I mean not during the construction, but after finishing. No. No. The developer signs with you the interest-free installment plan on the construction period, okay? Are there any questions on this section? Everyone does such interest-free installment plan. All the developers sign the contract of interest-free installment plan on the construction stage. And it's divided, this price of the apartment, on the certain amount of payments. What is that? Pre-act, this is often for the secondary market, the contract of bail. It can be qualified as pre-act, but it is another juridical act. I can call it the same. So, questions? Can we move forward? Okay. Moving forward. So, what happened? We paid for everything. The estate is completed. Receiving keys. The developer is present while receiving keys, and we also are present as the real estate agency because you need to sign up another protocol according to which you record the water and electricity counters. After you received keys, you can implement repair works. To live, not yet, but you can do all the necessary works. It's very pleasant benefit. Then, the next stage is to sign up the notarial sale and purchase agreement on real estate. This is a final contract, yes? Does the specialist who accepts with repair works come? According to the legislation, you should come to receive this case. What do we advise? We advise to our clients to come with the maintenance team, with the representative of that company, which will do the works and check if all are straight, windows are square, floors are stable, so it often looks this way in our practice. By this moment you will know who will do the repair works. This is clear. And if the floors are not stable, I didn't have such an experience in my practice, but there were, for example, that Windows mechanism is not working, something is wrong, thanks God, working too much, or for example doesn't work, but it's hard to twist, thank you very much. It's very hard to twist it, then it's written in the protocol, window number, room number, and etc. The developer has 14 days to reduce those disadvantages. Actually, the contract you will sign up contains this moment. There will be mentioned that if, for example, you refuse to pay, well, you were paying, 40% were paid, and you change your mind. You have a right to sell the apartment. It is called as assignment of right of demand, or the agreement of assignment. So it's not like you signed for 2 years, and this is the judgment. Pay or die.
But not everyone allows this.
Assignment, yes, not everyone, but you should pay an attention to make this point written in your contract, and we check this. If not, we tell our clients, here you can, here you not. That is our liability.
There are simply white walls with windows in the apartment.
So you look, the condition is this from the developer. We have a video in our YouTube. We recorded how it looks. In 2 words, this is such white walls. Standard developers finish. It means floors, concrete on floors. Thus everything is ready to make floors, switches, plugs, metal, plastic or wooden windows, radiators, window sills, front doors. What do you need to do? You are left to do bathroom, kitchen, lighting, to dye into favorite colors, floors and bring your furniture. Lights? Excuse me, this is everything related to lamps or routing. No, only lamps. On the routing, electricity, everything is available.
Interconnecting doors?
No interconnecting doors. Hydraulics is available. There is no sanitary equipment, but all the pipes are present. For bathroom, kitchen, for all of it.
The routing of electricity and sanitary equipment is approved on the stage of construction.
You will have such a prospect while signing contract with the developer. There will be stated from what the walls will consist: ceiling, bearing walls, interconnecting walls. The standards will be stated if we talk about hydraulics, electricity and etc. And the developer is obliged to build everything in the same way. Moreover, on the stage of signing up a contract, you can make your own corrections for the planning. For example, for electricity, the developer will count and do everything according to your corrections, will build according to your.
For extra money?
Yes, definitely. Yes, for example, if I want this wall to be reduced or otherwise it can be discussed, yes, it can be. But based on my experience, it will be cheaper to make it with your own maintenance group. This is an experience, yes. This is experience of our clients. Well, I wanted to say something, wait a bit. This is the most frequently asked question from our clients. Can the apartment be sold in Warsaw many times? No. During signing up the contract with the developer, it is brought into the Unified State Register, so you can't resell it. If you signed up the contract with the developer, it is already in the register. So, we sign up the final notarial sale and purchase agreement, we paid for everything, the developer finished construction. The next step is to register this real estate for yourself. You need to become the taxpayer of the real estate tax to register in your real estate, optionally, and you need to sign up the contract with the state administration in order to count your communal facilities and to sign up the contract with the energy company for electricity. Yes, let's look. Change communal facilities in Warsaw are from 8 to 10 zloty for square meter in new constructions. In all constructions, it can be 11, 12, a little bit more for square meter. What do communal facilities include? Communal facilities include the supplement of the whole estate, garbage disposal, taking care of plants if there are some, cleaning of staircases, elevator exploitation. All of these nuances are related to communal facilities of real estate. What else? The cost of water, cold and hot, plus warming for one person are counted hypothecary. If you want to live there with 2, 3, 4 people, you need to write to administration that there are a certain amount of people and pay in advance for each month. Once in 6 months, there is a reassessment based on counters, of course. So if you use more water, you will receive a notification to pay more. If less, money returned. Okay? What's not included in communal facilities? Electricity is not included. Electricity is paid additionally. Why is most change in all constructions? Because there is such cost item like fundus remontowy, so in old houses, for example, of 1960, everyone gathered, decided to build an elevator, very hard to walk on the 6th floor, took this elevator, made it, and now communal facilities contained this divided sum. Okay? Any questions?
From what does year this additional discharge appear?
Look, after you became the owner of your apartment, in the state the administration is organized, and once in 6 months there is a meeting where you come and vote. We have a state built and everything is great. Do you want in 5 years to make any renovations, repair works or something else? All the sums are aligned with the plans. This can happen 5 years because, for example, a 3-floor building and there is no elevator. It can be in 2 years because we wanted an artificial lake and we got tired, let's try and take it out. There are many variants. It comes mainly from the enthusiasm of those who manage administration things of this real estate. Who is? Those are the apartment owners. So there are some meetings and they decide together, yes, that is why you need to check your inbox, and if you're invited, it's better to come seriously. Sometimes you can find out or hear many interesting and useful information. Really, from my practice, administrators are very responsible with their obligations. Of course, they receive a salary. Of course they do. Who wants to work for free? Oh my god. I will take a rest, sit in the meanwhile. Communal facilities include... Yes, hot and cold water, warming, yes. And the last but not least, after we help you to reissue, we congratulate you with housewarming.
What is the cost of your services?
The cost of our services, yes, there was a slide we need to change. Firstly, to tell what we do, then the cost. Well, the cost of our services is 4% from the price of a purchased object. This includes our company from the beginning up to the end, doesn't matter the primary market or secondary. With whom do we work? We work with developers, which have been already checked. We check the developer, we check if he builds for his own money or loan. This is frequently the developer which have built more than one object in Warsaw and not only in Warsaw. Am I hearing a question?
No, I talked to my girlfriend.
Ah, okay, not interrupting. Those 4% includes only your services, notary and attorney, right? Everything is separate. This 4 includes my services, what I, during 2.5 years, will be non-stop in contact with you. You pay for notary additionally, for translator. Translator is 350 zloty. You do the taxes additionally. All the facilities come additionally. The payment for services comes after the signing of a contract with the developer. We don't tell you to pay and when to choose, and then we will calculate the price of our services. So, next about nuances. Let's go. Is it a little bit to breathe? Doors are open. Does the air condition work? On what to draw your attention? The estate is built on the land plot of a developer. Very often the developer buys the land into his property or takes the land plot to use in perpetuity. Perpetuity is such a fallout of the Soviet Union when no one could be a no one, where everything is national, 99 years of perpetuity usage. From the 1st January of 2019, land plots which were in perpetuity are now purchased in private property. On Russian it is called as privatization, the closer translation. In Polish it sounds like
użytkowanie wieczystego we własność.
okay, paying attention to this question. Yes, about privatization, what I was talking about safety, about this is a law. What are the other advantages of buying in the primary market? There is no 2% tax of civil law deal. In the secondary market, there will be always such a tax from the real estate price. Besides, the customer always pays. There is no option that we share it with the seller. There is no option that the other person pays. The consumer pays 2% from the civil law deal. Interest-free installment plan was discussed. The projected growth in real estate price was discussed. My own subjective opinion, when we buy an apartment in the secondary market, what the seller counts from a price, the repair works he made 10 years ago, of some floors, this table, fridge, washing machine. And then in 6 months everything is broken, about the new, so does it mean that I've paid for repair works twice, once for the owners, once for mine? Well, it's my opinion, everyone chooses for himself. Is there anyone who wants to invest? Not to buy and live for yourself, to invest. Okay, good. Remember 3 rules of a competent investment: localization, and again localization. For what do we need this? To have an opportunity of a quick exit from investment, yes. So with small apartment near the metropolitan city center and I need to sell it urgently and receive my money, I will sell this apartment quickly during 3-4 days. If it's suburbs, 5 rooms, then I'll need to wait a little bit until I find a customer to sell an apartment in this beautiful forest. Okay? The price growth, the next rule of a good investment. Where does the price grow? Wola, Gemova, right? Those districts around the construction already have new metro stations. Honestly speaking, here with Wola, it was relevant about 1 year ago, when the price grew near metro station Plotska. Now the developer price is 13.5 thousand zloty for the square meter. But I argued on the topic that it will grow just there and will continue growing like a rocket. Yes, here are questions. The Loma is more close to the reality. Why? Because the metropolitan won't be in the next year. It should be built and thus the projection for the price growth is more real. What else? In the end of February, we will run with the debug system 902080. We were 3 developers in the whole Warsaw who work with such systems. What does it mean? Sign up a contract with the developer, pay 10% for the apartment price, the other 90% I'll pay after completion. How does it work on the example of investment? I paid 10%, waited until the price grew, sold the apartment, great, yes. The next person pays for those 90% on assignment, because he needs his apartment for living. Discussed, yes. Localization and price growth, the opportunity of a quick exit from investment, and the price should be competitive. So this price is not relevant, yes? That was by the end of February this year. Now such an investment exists in Warsaw, but there is no right for selling upon the assignment. Yes, that's why I don't offer it. Cost effectiveness in Warsaw 5-6 long-term rent, 7-8 short-term. Brad, stop. Okay? Do not expect that those numbers will be so attractive. This is by rent. By the price growth during time, if, for example, to invest and to wait until the price grows, and it's in the case we will resell, according to the sources, from 15 to 30% for the whole stage of building, depending on the localization and the place where we buy. Okay? Once again.
What does the cost effectiveness mean? Tell, please. It means not the word effectiveness itself in the context of long term.
Writing. The apartment costs 450,000 zloty, right? Rented monthly for a price of 3,000 zloty. How to calculate the cost effectiveness? We multiply 3,000 by 11 months, because there are stages of downtime, divided by 450,000 and multiply by 400%. How much we can count quickly? %7.3%. This is the cost effectiveness, that income, at which you can count in a year from the rent of the apartment to receive 3,000 net monthly with the price of 450,000. In practice, this is 5-6%. You need also to count the parking place. Do you know how much parking place costs in Warsaw? 30,000 in all the districts. Center is 50,000. Now 100,000 zloty for the underground parking. Once again,
To count these two,
I counted net. This is approximately. I told you the equation how to calculate the effectiveness. In practice it will be a little bit less. This is it? Yes? How much did you say is the parking place? 30-40,000. For example, in such districts like Bimowa, Ursus, Praha, Kolupny. But center will be a little bit more expensive.